I'm very privileged tonight to actually host the event for you, and let's go through how you can actually start your social commerce business. I'm really excited for tonight's program. My name's Jason. Um, so personally, I'm based in London. So if you're from a different city, and you are definitely welcome to tap your city where you actually from, so that we know each other from these events. So okay, hello, Mauritius. Okay, and I'm really privileged. Tonight I'm become a host to share with you how we build a social commerce business. And personally, I've been building the business for a few years, and last 3 years I'm actually built my business completely for online with this type of style. I mean, even before pandemic, we run the business actually online and very efficient way, 100% online effectively to run the business. I mean, regardless where you are, you can actually build the business. So that's the beauty of social commerce. I mean, social commerce business, and we are connected to each other, regardless, whether you're from West London or from Kent, Manchester. We are collectively on this platform. So for all the new friends, we're going to kick off the program, like introducing you uh, you know a, a, a strategy which you don't need a lot of capital, nearly to zero investment in this business, and just need to make yourself pay attention to tonight's program, so that you can learn from others how they build the business. So I built the business for a few years, as I mentioned. I really like it because I don't have any capital involved, and I have to invest in the business. My profession before the business, before the Amway business, I was an IT consultant. So technically, I was a techie guy. Yeah, so not that has no business background at all. So I love computer. I love networking, and networking, computer networking, not human. Okay, we love the computer instead of a human. But here I am. I'm building Amway business, and through the technology. I'm kind of a shy person. I'm shy to talk to people, but I'm okay to talk to the screen right now. So if you are a shy person, that's proof that you still can build your business online. Okay. So tonight we have a special guest. We have a special guest, and this person, he's really successful in the business, and also I can say that it's actually very inspiring persons for building the business, because I have the confidence, I have the vision to continually building this business. Is because that this special person and part of my business journey, and also we building a great friendship as well. I pick up a lot of ideas. I pick up a lot of ideas from him, and I learn a lot, and I put into practice and how to make my business works, and through his experience. So that's a added advantage, that you're socializing with people that are much more successful than yourself. Then you can pick their brain, using their brain, their experience, their knowledge, actually to build up your business, your enterprise. That's something that you're gonna do tonight. Okay, I'm gonna bring up this special person, special friends of mine as well, and either in the business, and also as a friendship. So I'd like to introduce Paul Christopher onto our program. Let me add you into the spotlight. Paul, hello, Paul.
Hi, Jason. Hello, everybody.
Yeah,
Good evening.
good.
Hi.
Welcome. Thank you very much for taking time to sharing your experience tonight, and we're looking forward to pick your brains again, to sharing to our new friends and all the people over here, um, to 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 let them know how we actually build this successful um, commerce, social commerce business. Okay, Paul, I know you personally very well, and kind of well. I know there's a lot of secrets that I haven't been asking. I mean, sometimes secrets need to be asked as well. So I know you through the business, Amway business. So do you mind to share a little bit of your, before the Amway business, what was your professional background and how you come across to Amway business? Yeah. Over
Okay,
to you.
thank you. Yeah, well, firstly, anything I say, you introduced me, but I have to give full credit to my wife Nako as well for anything I say and any success that we've had in the business. And I have to say that because she's watching. Right? Okay, but anyway, so there you go. But it's a very, very long story. Okay, but anyway, very originally I graduated in law from London University College London. Right, but I decided pretty quickly that I didn't really want to be a lawyer. But you tend to finish what you start. So I did qualify or graduate, not qualified law, but I did graduate. I needed to I just wanted to go somewhere. And so I could have gone anywhere, but I had a friend in Japan. And he said, well, why not come over and have a look over here? So I said, okay. And so I got on a plane basically and went to Japan. And I went to have a look. Right. And it's a long story. But anyway, I ended up eventually staying there over 20 years. 23 years. And obviously, I got married, had children, had a house, mortgage, all that sort of thing. Right. So I just went over there, and at that time, actually, in Japan, this is going back 50 years. Anyway, there weren't many foreigners in Japan, right? So I started teaching English, and it was very, very lucrative at that time, because there are not a lot of graduates, English graduates over there. You just mention English university, and bang, you've got yourself a job teaching a doctor or something, right? But I moved on from there. I got in touch. I joined a foreigners sports club, and I love football and so forth. So I started to play football, got to know some people, and I got asked to work for in public relations and so forth for a company over there. All right, and then I moved on, and then I've moved into a Swiss company, a jewelry company, as a manager of their advertising department, which had to be a profit center. So that basically is my background over the years. And so after several years working in public relations, advertising, actually there's other thing I was also, I can tell you how few foreigners there were in Japan at the time, because I was also a model in magazines. Right?
Wow. Okay.
And disc jockey on radio, all sorts of things. Anyway, but so then ended up anyway as manager of this advertising, small advertising department in Japan, in a place called Kobe, where we were, and we were married, and we had 2 children, about 1 and 4 years old. And somebody came in to talk to Nako, one of her friends, about Amway. Right, and this friend was a very close friend, and Nako actually had, before we had children and so forth, been working for Japan Airlines on the ground. Right, her mother wouldn't let her become an air hostess because she might meet too many foreigners, right? So she had to stay on the ground in the office, and she was very good. But this was an air hostess, right? A very well-educated and very talented girl, and neither of us had ever heard of Amway at all, right? And this young lady made the worst invitation possible. We always say, don't do this. And so this girl, it was on the phone, as a matter of fact, but she said to Nako, I have a very good business for you. So Nako was looking for something. She was at home with the children and so forth. So it was, you know, she was a little bit frustrated in that respect, but was definitely looking for something to do. And so Nako said, okay, well, what is that? So the girl said, selling. So Nako immediately lost all interest and said, oh, well, she said, selling what? And the girl said, soap. This is true. This is true. Right? And so Nako completely lost all interest, you know, and thought she'd gone mad. Anyway, and so, you know, what is a talented and well-paid air hostess for Japan Airlines like this doing, you know, selling soap? But anyway, she met her and the girl couldn't do anything, couldn't show the plan or anything like that. But Nako managed to meet her sponsor, her upline. And my only reaction was, look, I don't know about Amway. I don't know who these people are, but how much money do they want? And there was a nominal registration fee at the time. She said, well, you know, we pay this, but if I quit, they'll give it back. So I said, well, maybe they will give it back. Maybe they won't. Don't know who they are. But if they don't give it back, we won't go bankrupt. Okay, it's not that much. Right. Okay. And so she actually started to meet her sponsor and upline, go to proper meetings and so forth. And all I could see at the beginning was the household and home care products and so forth. So I thought, you know, I couldn't see a network. I couldn't see how they could make money out of it. I just thought it was pocket money. And we were still fairly new in Japan at that time. So when they go into a new country, the idea is to create a network through basic products that everybody understands. So we only had 6 or 9 products, all home care, laundry care, these sorts of things, right? And so I got on with my job and so forth, and Nako started to go to meetings in the evening, and I would do quite a lot of babysitting. And after 7 months, she was bringing home the equivalent of about £2,000, which is more than pocket money.
2,000 pound or 2,000 yen?
No, £2,000, the equivalent of about £2,000.
Okay, okay.
Right? It was silver producer at that time. Okay, 7 months silver producer. So then, I mean, that was good money, more than pocket money, and also it paid the mortgage. And that was a huge weight off the shoulders, you know. And I thought, well, maybe I better take a second look at this. And I started to talk to people and go to meetings and see marketing plans and this sort of thing, and realize that Amway was actually very, very different from what I had envisaged at the beginning.
Wow. Okay.
And the rest is history. Oh, no, okay. Oh, sorry. But just very, very quickly, after 4 years part-time, okay, 4 years, we had doubled my income, which meant that I could, so actually I've forgotten one thing, was that I had left my company just about the same time the Amway opportunity came in, and I wanted to build my own business. So I had become self-employed almost at the same time. So I thought, I can't think about anything else anyway, and I was just building my business. So I was building as a business, a self-employed person with their own advertising agency. And in 4 years, we actually doubled that income, which meant that before I'd accept any work I could get, right? After that, I could pick and choose the work that I felt most interesting to us, most rewarding, regardless of how lucrative it was. And after another 6 months or a year, maybe, I phased out the whole business. And since then, we've actually solely been dedicated to our Amway business. We've had no other sources of income at all.
Wow, that's a fantastic. I mean, like, look back to your story. I mean, you actually bring in a lot of assets to Japan market, isn't it? And you start with you know, you're going to your special. You're a few foreigners in the market itself, and your model, and also Nako actually is a model as well. I mean, by the, you know, the height, actually she has a beautiful, you know. And by when she looking at the soup, you know, selling soup business, I mean, I'm quite interested when you mentioned that, when selling, what's about the business, it's about selling, what kind of products actually she need to sell. And the other, that your sponsor, right, mentioned that this is selling soup business. And, you know, between that one, what happened, you know, obviously you're not actually interested in the shop business, selling shop business, but what happened to, you know, the lady managed to bring Nako. I mean, at that point, I believe that only Nako actually going to see the upline. So what exactly the lady did to make this to invite Nako to see the
In
sport.
fact, the business started by chance, really, because when Nako did look at all the products and so forth, she was very interested in cooking, went to cooking demonstrations, and so wanted to buy the or Queen cookware was at the time, buy the Queen cookware at a member price. All right, so that's basically why she registered. All right, but we started to put in the basic home care products, LOC, S8 dish drops, S8 and so forth. And one of our neighbors, so this is a network, an organization, an Amway business very often depends upon a very fine thread. If this hadn't happened, nothing would happen, you know.
Yeah.
When that maybe I should go back just a little bit about this fine thread, is that when this friend of hers, this Japan Airlines friend of hers, came to talk to her about the Amway business, she actually brought an ammogram. And in that ammogram was a photograph of one of her professors, an American professor at the university where she was studying. And she looked at that and said, why is my professor in here? What's he doing selling soap? Now, if that girl had brought an ammogram the previous month, or you know, this would never have happened. You know, but that stimulated her interest, right? And then the second fine thread was that where we lived, we had a neighbor, and she had very, very sensitive and bad hands, right? And when she was doing the washing up and all that sort of thing, she had to wear rubber gloves, and in the winter her hands were so bad they used to bleed, right? And Nako gave her a bottle of dish drops, and her hands were so much better, right? And virtually cured, you know, that she would go and she was going around to all her neighbors. Look at my hands, look at my hands. And they say, wow, that's amazing. What's that? Say, oh, this is an Amway thing, Amway product, you know. And so suddenly a case of dish drops went out, and that's where the business started. And then went somebody else and somebody else, and then you had children who were at that time, actually, this is the reason that everything in the world, just like today, everything seems to be made in China, right? In those days, everything seemed to be made, no offense, okay? No offense there, okay? But in those days, everything seemed to be made in Japan. Well, everything was Japanese. It was amazing, you know? So Japan, in many respects, in its own country, didn't have any competition. And so, although you may think, oh, Japanese technology is very, very, you know, advanced and so forth, the home care, laundry care products, because they had no competition, were really, really poor, right? And there were a lot of children around who would scratch and itch with their soap powder, all that sort of thing. And so, gradually, the mothers around us started to change to SA8, and their children would get a good night's sleep, where they'd be up all night crying in the past. That sort of, and that's the way it spread. And so it just built up from there, word of mouth through the quality and the effectiveness, you know, of the products. And that's where it started.
Yeah, I mean, like, great that you actually mentioned, Paul. I mean, like, you mentioned there's a two fine threads over there, and that actually link up together. I mean, like, it's a strong relationship. I mean, like, a university professor with Nako actually have the link. You know, they have a kind of well, okay, they know each other. I mean, Nako knows the professor. That makes her think that, okay, this business is actually working, because there's a certain relationship over there, professional relationship. I mean, and the second thing is the customer and Nako's relationship. What have the chemicals in between, you know, because the product link them together. So actually, it's a built on top. This is actually a business built on top of the you know, the personal relationship and also socializing relationship. That's actually the topic that we we want to talk about, like social commerce business. Even though we are online nowadays, but we still need to know each other. We still love to talk to each other, see each other, have a cup of tea, physically. That will be better. I mean, soon. Okay. Yeah. So really glad to know that, that life-changing story. I mean, that actually a magazine, when you say, well, very thin chance that if that person did not bring a magazine of that month, you might just, the life will be completely different, isn't it? Yeah. So that's
Scary,
it's
scary
scary.
without it.
It's scary, but you're here, yeah, because you pick up a lot of idea, experience that you actually built over the years, and that helped me to build my business as well. So I think that's very scary business, And yeah, that come to the next question. So what achievement that you have done so far, and what kind of potentials I mean, obviously you build a business for so many years, and then what kind of potential you still see in the business and in the Amway business, because it's a very established business already. So what kind of potential you still seeing through the business?
Uh, I think the greatest achievement of the Amway business really is being able to associate with people such as yourself and Mauricio and everybody here tonight. Nothing can replace that sort of environment and the mutual respect and the friendships that you make over the years. Nothing can replace that, and I can't see how anything can compete in that respect. And I think that is the greatest. Everybody says I came in for the money, but I stayed in for the people. Right? Very common, but it's really true. When you meet people who are very successful in the business, they haven't bought their way there, they've built it. They've done it the way that everybody has to. Everybody has started at the same level. So when you hear them talking and giving them advice, you know that they've done it, and and you can respect them for that. As for the potential, I don't know what to say really. It's just ridiculous. The potential is you could say if you said to me, what is the potential of McDonald's? Right. Well, McDonald's, I think, or Starbucks, before COVID and so forth, I think they were opening, several McDonald's and certainly several Starbucks every month. Right. You could never say, oh, there's no room for any more McDonald's, no room for any more Starbucks. It'll just stop there. 30,000 McDonald's around the world, that's the limit. They won't. 5, 10, 15, 20 years, there'll be, 40, 50,000 McDonald's and so forth. And it's the same with us. Our potential is as great as the number of people there are in the world. You will never run out of people who want to improve their way of life. You'll never run out of people who want to be financially independent, who want to work for themselves. And the potential in terms of people, for example, going back years ago, our upliner in Japan, a chap called Kaoru Nakajima, he was saying at that time that in his organization he had about 700,000 people. Right, we're going back a long time, 700,000. He said that's bigger than the Korean army. I remember him saying that. Right. So today how big it is, I don't know, but you've got the big European guys whose businesses must easily be that big with those sorts of numbers in. Right. So in terms of actual size of an organization, absolutely, obviously, no limit. And Amway is famous for the fact that there's never been a top. So when Rich and Jay started this business all those years ago, I think probably they thought, well, if somebody gets up to this particular level, I don't know, emerald or diamond and so forth, that'll be it. And then, not necessarily perhaps understanding human nature, suddenly somebody got a bigger business. They say, oh dear, we better make a new pin level and a new incentive and give them more money. And then somebody else got a bigger business. Oh dear, it's got, and so they realized this was never going to stop. And every time somebody's reached a new pin level, as we say, a new level of achievement, they've created a new reward, a new incentive, and said, well done, hats off to you, we salute you. Now let's see, what else you can do. And of course, they want to hold all those people into the business because they have the leadership qualities that the organization needs to help to build new leaders within the business. So that's so in terms of actual money, if there are any new people up here, I think perhaps have to be careful about talking about the money. Not that we make a huge amount of money, but I say that we do very well. But there are people out there who make N times what we do. And if we mention to newer people how much money they're making, I think they say, "Oh, that's ridiculous." But it is ridiculous, yeah.
Yeah.
But
totally agree. Yeah. In terms of the amount of the money, I mean, every level, we have people that achieve, or all the leaders that actually achieve a certain level, they will get, relatively good bonuses. Especially now we have in next fiscal year, actually we have the new Core Plus program actually make me more excited about the future and the potential of the business. But one thing, I mean, to the new friends over here, say we have customers, international customer actually using product from one country to another country. They follow the brand of high quality products in Amway business itself, and I have personally have customer by using product more than 20 years. I mean, that's amazing. When they're quite young, then started using the product, and now they say on the other days that one of the customer actually called me on through social media. She say, Jason, I like to get a LOC, and I like to get a LOC multi-purpose cleaner. I've been using Amway for 50 years. I say, wow, 50 years is still you. And the lady says she's a 78. And say, well done, you. I mean, like you can actually find me 78. You still can find me through social media and looking for Amway products. I say that's just a really potential, and you can actually keeping all the customer together, and they come back and come back and come back. That shows the credibility of the company itself as well, isn't it? Like there's no limit, to actually expand the business. Yeah, I mean, when you're talking about the money, Paul, I'm sure that everyone are actually interested to know what sort of the money we can make from this business. For starting, I mean, please don't show this ridiculous money, but show something that new friends, and something that we can make like in the next few months, and what kind of action we're supposed to do to achieve those bonuses. Yeah, please, over to you. Looking forward.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I would think this is something that differentiates Amway from anything else, not just network marketing or direct selling and so forth, but the general internet environment. That when you've got an online business, whether it's Amazon or whatever, then they tend to change the deal on you. That you're not working for yourself, really. They'll change algorithms. People can lose a lot of their business overnight and this sort of thing. But we always say that Amway doesn't change the deal on you, it changes the deal for you, right? And we've got this new Core Plus coming in. So when we started this business all those years ago, over 30 years ago, we thought it was a great deal, and thought, wow, this is really something. But today, I don't know what term of multiplication to use, but 10 times, 100 times better than it was when we started, and so I have got a little some slides, and for if any people who don't really understand this, just talk to the person, your sponsor or active upline, and so forth, and I'll just share the screen here. Share. Okay. I don't know if you can see that.
Yeah, if you can maximize it. Yeah, I can see it. Yeah.
You can see that. Okay. All right. Right. So this is just what we call a founder's platinum. So talk to your active sponsor upline about this. But this is actually like an apprenticeship. This is just figuring out how to build a business with the help of somebody who's already got there before you. All right. And you have an organization based upon a very simple, small business that turns over, let's say, about £500 a month. You say 500 down here. OK. And every product has got points, and you collect points basically. And so you can see there it says £500, about a couple of hundred points. Right. So as you build the organization, all right, and people start to use the products and talk to others, eventually at this first major step, you will actually get to 10,000 points, right? What we call a 21%. And if you can hold that for 12 months, you're what's called a Founders Platinum. And with this new Core Plus coming in September, this is going to be about £45,000 a year if you get all the incentives which are designed to create a very long-term and stable business. Okay, so you might be 30,000, who cares? But if the maximum is 45,000 if you get all the incentives. Now this is more than double. This is the first step. This is apprenticeship. This is not really knowing what you're doing. You've got a lot of help. Okay, and this is more than double the average income in this country. All right, and this is part-time. No staff, no stock, no premises, no overheads, and this is for some people, this would sort of double their income. All right. Now, if you actually have 3 people who can actually, who you help then pass on your knowledge, wisdom, experience, and you help 3 people go 10,000 points themselves, then, and you hold it for 12 months as a Founders Emerald, you're pushing 70,000 plus. All right. And so my wife and I, we did that in Japan in 4 years. All right. And it wasn't £70,000, I can tell you. All right. Now, if we can still, so people say, oh, some people say, well, that's pretty average, and other people can't imagine 70,000. That's okay. Just think how many people you've got in your mobile phone. There must be 3 with like an extra £45,000 a year. And if you can identify 3 in your mobile phone, work with them, help them do that, and you're on 70,000. And then if you can help 6, all right, and go Founders Diamond, which is 6 guys at 10,000 for 12 months, then you're well over 100,000. All right, that is a very, very conservative figure. All right, now a basis of the Amway business is that it should last. Longevity, sustainability, passes down through the generations, children, grandchildren, great-grandchildren, and therefore we are rewarded for consistency. So when we actually qualify at 21% for in the first year, we could get and go for 6 months anyway, we can go get an £800 cash bonus. We do the next year 2,300, and then when we qualify for 12 months, 1,500, 4,500. We know people who've done that Platinum and Founders Platinum in 1 year, which means you get all 4 bonuses together, pushing 10,000. If you get 2 people, if you have 2 people, then you've got 2,000, 6,000, 3,000, 9,000. All this is in the official marketing plan. You can see it for yourself. And it goes down here, if you see at the bottom, to Founders Diamond. Founders Diamond, all right, which is a cash bonus of 8,000 when you qualify and 23,000 if you get the second year, or when you re-qualify. It doesn't have to be a second year. And but it stops there on that at Founders Diamond. Right, but there are actually no limits. Even that is good money. Right, and so there's another bonus system, and the bonus system is based upon how many platinums, emeralds, and diamonds that you can build, you can develop within your business. Once again, it's a different points-based system. So this is called GAR. And this, if you can't handle these figures, then look away now. Okay, it's like when they show the goal on or the football score. Look away now, right? Because if you have enough, so you have 1 point for platinum, 1.5 points for emerald, and 3 points for diamond in your organization, right? So if you get enough points and you're what's called an executive diamond, first year you get 26,000 cash. Second year, you'll get 9,000 cash, totaling 35. And it goes all the way up here to Founders Crown Ambassador, where you qualify for that. You get enough points. You've got so many emeralds, platinums, and diamonds in your business. You get, first time, you get 210,000. Second year, you qualify, you get 70,000. So it's 280,000 altogether. And even that is not the limit, right? But but the point about this for me is not that you can make huge amounts of money, that much of it can be passive, a true passive income. And if you have a passive income there and you can live within that income, you're financially free, financially independent. All right. And we did that. Basically, we were not driving Mercedes-Benz or anything, but we basically did that in 4 years in Japan. And today, you know, people who, you know, younger people are doing it much quicker. We know 20, 21, 22, 23, 24-year-olds working, building this business online who will never have a job, which is not necessarily a good idea, but they'll never get a job. But before I get off this PowerPoint, I just want to promote, so I don't have to come up again, this next week's meeting, Tuesday night, same time as this. His gentleman, I believe, is a Founder's Diamond, and you saw the incomes that a Founder's Diamond makes. Before he was a Founder's Diamond, he was, and he still is, a financial controller, financial consultant who looked at his business, took it to pieces and decided this is for me. All right. And he has written this excellent book, which I happen to be reading, called Detox Finance. It says in Spanish there, Detox Financiero. Right. And he's going to be talking next Tuesday at this time. So please do everybody make sure that you join Fernando Palacio and learn about what, you know, the Amway business and about this superb book, an Amazon bestseller, no less, next Tuesday, 8 o'clock, same place, same time.
Fantastic. Thanks, Paul. Yeah, very good. I mean, like a quick review, you know, like brief on the figures itself, and really eye-opening. Well, actually, for the Founder Platinums, and according to the Core Plus program, you mentioned that, you know, we can earn like £45,000 on top of your earning. Okay, so I quickly done a calculation here over 45,000 divided by 12 months, and actually every single month that you make 3,750. I mean, a lot of you know, if you take like degree or master degree and even PhD, sometimes you might not be able to, you know, hit the target of 3,750 per month. I mean, that's ridiculous.
Yeah. Can I ask you a question? Actually, do you remember I think probably the last leadership seminar we were on together, right? I forget whether it was Greece or where it was we went.
Greece.
It was Greece, yeah. Okay. And do you remember there was one of the meetings in the evening, you were sitting down talking to the daughter of a European Founders Crown ambassador?
Yeah.
Do you remember that?
Yeah.
And you asked her how much she was earning.
Is it? Yeah, it's a 3 million. 3 million euro.
Every 5 years?
No, 1 year.
Yeah.
Something like that. Yeah, that's a lot of money.
Yeah. If I won't go into this too much then, because you and I have different recollections. If I remember, were you telling me it was a lot more than that? But anyway, we'll stick at 3 million. So 3 million euros.
My memory is, I need some jingle on that. So, you know, but really a lot of them. It's a million. It's a million. But whenever,
it was a lot more than that.
A lot more than that. I mean, like for example, for financial free, you know, financial security in this age, in like 3,750 is more than enough for ordinary persons. Like for example, I'm a double degree holder, even though I finished my 2 degrees, and still not getting that kind of pay when I started the job itself. And I spent like 4 or 5 years on the degrees itself, university, and paying the fees as well. And I had student loan on top as well. So so this is you know, ridiculous. Yeah, just focus and starting to become a founder platinum. I think that's a good one. And I have 2 questions over here. One's from Peter. I mean, obviously, regarding to the business itself, and says like, Peter say, I have how can be Amway business Amway business with 60 years experience and be relevant and good opportunity today still? What, how can it be, you know?
Very important. That is the very reason that it is a good opportunity. That is the very reason that particularly in this internet world where there are so many opportunities online, because I always say that, you know, I'm a little bit older than Jason here, and I wasn't born with an internet gene in my DNA. Right, so I had to start from the beginning. I didn't grow up with this thing, so I've had to look and study and go online and go on courses and so forth and learn all about eBay and Etsy and Alibaba and Amazon, fulfillment by Amazon and all this sort of stuff, right? And affiliate marketing, right? And when you look at people who are very successful in any of these opportunities, all right, I always ask myself, what's new? I know it's online, but what's new? Because I like to follow people who are very successful. And sometimes it goes in the newspaper, so-and-so went online and now they've got this, you know, multi-million-dollar business online selling this or whatever it may be, you know. And I get into detail and I think, what's new? Because those people, when you look at them, when they are successful online, they've got staff, they've got stock, they've got premises, they've got overheads, they have risk. And let me tell you, this is my experience, and there may be out there people who say, you know, this is the wrong way to look at things. But my experience, from what I can see, is that if you're going to be serious in any of those those online business opportunities, you are doing a full-time job. It's all day long. You're pumping out content all day long, every single day. You have to make commitment. What happens is they dabble in it. They play around a little bit, make some money, 50, 100 pounds a month. Wow, and this is good. And they say, well, this works. And then they realize for it to really work, to really make money, and they make big money, some of them, it's a full-time job. Right? But the fact is that Amway was actually set up deliberately for us to be able to fit it in with what we're already doing. And it's perfect today because they used to talk about work-life balance, but these days they talk about work-life integration. It's that is what young people want. They want to be able to do what they want to do during the day and maybe become an Uber taxi driver or something and just fit it in. So it's called, it's this day and age, the term is work-life integration. And the 60-year history is so important because so many of these businesses I look at, yeah, you can make money, etc. They're legal, ethical, and so forth, but they are not sustainable. And sustainability is the key. And Amway today, you and I know this, Jason, we go away on leadership seminars together, and there are people there who are fourth generation Amway business owners, great grandchildren inheriting businesses from great grandparents who set up their business decades and decades ago who'd passed away. So Amway wants its business to continue forever. Rich is on stage. I've heard him on stage say personally, you know, our business was designed to last forever. So 60 years, yeah, and they're already planning for the year 870, and I'm confident this business will be around, you know, for my kids and my grandkids and so forth. So that 60-year history is invaluable, absolutely invaluable. It's one of the keys to our business, you know, so, you know, the history, the heritage, the background of the company, just absolutely terrific. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. You know, we have a 60 years of history of experience in this social, you know, business as well. I mean, like we're building relationship, we're building community, we're building friendship. We have so many friends, and besides making money, okay. But now we're actually moving forward. Actually, we build the business online, and I think we are really lucky to be in this age that, you know, I personally don't deliver products, and we just provide a consultancy services to our customers only, and then we connect each other online over here. It's so much easier nowadays, and especially during the lockdown, then we still can connect to people. We stay, you know, healthy. But by the way that we build our community as well over here, you know, with all the friends over here to learn together and be creative and grow our enterprise as well. I mean, this is significant, amazing age that we build it. Luckily, Amway business always moving forward with their experience and also the technology always up to date, not always not the old business, but with the latest technology on it. I think that's really important. And the second question I have over is from Honey, and he mentioned that obviously, Paul, your professional background, you are you finish your law school, and also you've done many things, publisher, PR, and modeling. So
I worked down a mine in Australian outback, and I worked inside an oil tanker going across the Indian Ocean as well. But I told you, it's a long story.
Okay, yeah, next time, next time I need to dig into a little bit more. So, is Amway business is so different from your professional background, and I mean, how do you overcome the fear of when you sell some product or promoting the Amway product to others, to customers itself, a potential customers, or anyone in your network?
I think possibly it's just confidence. Once you, it's confidence that whatever they say, whatever objection they come up with, I can win every time. I never sort of particularly contradict and say they're talking a load of rubbish or something. I'm very polite and courteous, but it's just the more and more you get involved with Amway, the more you talk to people, the more you get and have a close relationship with the company itself, the executives and so forth, people running the company. I think you have so much confidence in the products. All right, they'll never let you down, and especially if you do a demonstration, which is very important. You've got your own organization and team and upline, and you're confident in them, and then of course you're confident in the viability and the ethical nature of our business as well. So as you go on, I guess it's just a matter of confidence, really. You have to be in the front line to get that, actually. But that's how you grow. That's how you learn, just by talking to people, contacting people, and learning to counter things that they say. Maybe sometimes a little bit negative or whatever it may be. But I guess really when it comes down to talking to customers and finding people, the product demonstrations enable anybody, regardless of how shy they are, how unconfident they are, and so forth, may not be making much money, but if you can do a demonstration of the product, how can anybody deny, why would anybody say no? You've got 100% money back guarantee, delivery to the door, everything's Ocado these days, isn't it? Delivered to the door.
Yeah, I mean, very good points. I mean, we need to know our stuff. I mean, in any professional background or any industry, we definitely need to know our products and our services to deliver the best that we can, so that we have a confidence on the business itself. Because the reason why I think many people that especially professional background, I'm from IT background, so when I first look at it, being introduced by my sponsor talking about the toothpaste, then I'm switched my mind off, because toothpaste and technology has nothing in common in between. So I might think that selling toothpaste is a bit.
But you see, nothing has changed. How many years ago was that?
How many years ago? I mean, that's
toothpaste.
More than 10 years.
More than 10 years. Well, just last week I sponsored a personal trainer. I went to see him and I gave him a toothpaste. Yeah, it's true. Yeah.
I think
what's changed? What's new?
Yeah, change, I mean, like 60 years ago and 60 years later, I think we'd be exactly the same. I mean, I feel confidence in by using. Once I use the product, I feel I fell in love with the products itself. I mean, that's the key thing. I was a customer before, and now I actively building the Amway business. I think this is a key turning point. I mean, I use the product, I love it, and I share it in my Facebook and in my Instagram, and so much easier. And now you mentioned that you share your products in front of people, and now we can't even share it the product in front of people. We send YouTube channel. We send a YouTube link to the customer, and then it does the work. right? People are very clever nowadays. They do their own research and they make their own decision as well. I mean, so the business is really number one, we build up social relationship online, like this one, and also we deliver the high quality products, and we show them, you know, how you can make a passive income of a minimum £45,000 a year additional on top of their earning. I think this is an incredible business that we already own. I mean, for all the new friends over here, if your brand haven't switched on for the number yet, but always come back another time to look at, check it out, the opportunity, how other people building the business over here. So for tonight, I really appreciate, thanks Paul for the experience and the insights of the business. You are great assets to our business, to Mauritius and Diana, the business as well. I mean, we learn a lot from you, and hopefully.
Well, I've learned a lot from you. You very kindly said, you'd learned from us, but you may remember the times we've sat down with you and said, Jason, how do we turn this computer on? You've been a great help. Thank you.
More one, so definitely, really, thanks to Paul, and thanks to Nako, and thanks Mauricia and Diana set up this platform so that we can, we share our ideas and we grow together. And really welcome all friends over here to come back another time to check out, opportunity, how you make it works, especially that you don't need to invest anything anyway. You have a great experience pot here for you to utilize it. So I think that's time's up now. So thank you very much, everyone. The last one is just to remind everyone, this next week, Tuesday, we're gonna have financial detox expert, Fernando. He is a business owner and also investor as well, author of Amazon bestseller Financial Detox, and how you manage your finance, how you get yourself financial freedoms, and how you utilize whatever resources that you have at the moment, and build your great assets, make yourself financial security, and also financial freedom as well. So I see you next week, next Tuesday. Thank you very much.
Thanks everybody. Good night. Have a great week. Bye-bye.
4 hours anymore.